Then this is going to lead us to what we call spread. Sorry, I'm just going to go to spread. I'll come back to this. This is going to lead us to what we call spread. When you see an ask price of, let's draw this in a forex chart like this. The price is 360. All the people that want to sell their dollar are saying they will sell at 361. All the people that want to buy are like they're going to buy at 359. Ask and bid price. In between these two prices, the difference between the ask and bid price is called the spread. And a lot of forex traders, stockbrokers, futures traders complain about spread. The spread is the money. This is how brokers make money. Brokers make money in two ways, but the main one they make money is through spread. The sellers are saying the price, the buyers are saying the price. The difference between those prices, that's what they're charging commission of. So that's how brokers make money. So when there's a rush of people trying to buy something at a price, a rush of people trying to sell something at a price, there's more volatility. This is volatility. There's more of this volatility. Brokers can now increase the spread so that they make money off it. So if a lot of people are saying they will sell at 364, a lot of people are like, no, they'll buy at that 359. The spread has increased. They widen the spread so that they make more money off the difference. So that's how brokers make money. And we don't actually have this problem with spread. That's my favorite really. I don't remember the last time I complained about spread. Spread is a very small problem. If you know what you're doing, you should never ever talk about spread, because most times you're supposed to be in a trade before volatility starts. By the time volatility starts and the spread is like 50 pips and everything, everybody's like, these guys are working also. You guys have been there since. We've been in trades where I've held a trade for about, I think I sold the dollar again, and we held it for 2 weeks and counting. It was going really down, and by then now, there were now spikes, a lot of spikes. And people were like, the spread, they're not buying at the price I want to buy. Like, I want to buy at 359, my broker is filling me at 364, I'm losing cash on that. But we were there from like 380. So, spread or not, man, when the spread ended, those are trades, and those are how the best trades are done. You enter long before the spread. The spread has an effect. So, I just explained ask and bid price, and then the bid ask spread. And if you check your MT4, when you go to the MT4, you're going to be seeing how the spreads actually appear on the chart, how to know spreads. But as I said before, if you're doing things correctly, this should not actually be a problem. Because if you are in a trade, the highest spread I've seen is about 5 pips. This is very big probably for people, because before it gets that 5 pips, you're minus for a long time. But if you enter this trade and you came out with 200 and plus pips profit, does it matter? And you'll be there for long. And for pound pairs that actually go for a long time, that one of my guys caught 1,000 pips in a month, GBP NZD last year, during Brexit. 5 pips, doesn't matter anymore. It doesn't. So if you know what you're doing, you don't need all those issues. Any trader you see complain about spread, still learning, honestly, still a learner. So we're going to talk about lot size. Remember when I said that during days you wanted to trade forex, you had to have very plenty money, you had to have connections and all this stuff. Now, forex, you cannot just go to the forex market and buy whatever you want to buy. I want to buy $5 worth of this, I want to buy $5. There'll be confusion because it's not a centralized market. It's decentralized. All these banks, all these people, all these transactions. So the only system they could put in forex was something called the lot, to have just some sort of sanity in the market. So if you want to buy any currency pair, the only time they sell it to you is if you have $100,000. That is the only time they will sell better currency pair to you, and this is called one lot. So when you see someone say, I want to buy one lot size, person actually wants to buy $100,000, and this is represented in the market as 1.0. And this guy buys 1.0. It's actually very small. I used to study a lot of traders, and there are some traders where you read their story and they'll be like, I was in a trade and I sold the German mark, and I sold about $2 billion worth of the German mark. So you know that guy was trading a lot of lots and stuff like that. Then they were about 2% profit and they went against it. So you see that it's not actually big money when you look at it. I'll explain how we can do this with our small cash, because I'm sure most of you have opened this once in a while and seen the reaction, but you don't have $100,000. Then, if you don't have $100,000, you can open a $10,000 trade. This one lot is called a standard lot. Then this $10,000 is called a mini lot, 0.1. And then if you don't have that, you can just open a $1,000 trade. This is called a micro lot. And this is 0.01. So this is the list you can use to trade in the forex market, the $1,000 trade. So how this affects you is, if you open a $100,000 trade, every time the market moves 1 point in your favor, 1 pip in your favor, you make $10. So remember what I said about pips? The market moves from 360.59, this 9 changes to this and now makes it maybe 60. That's from, let's just say 58, 360.58, the 8 changes to 59, 1 pip difference, you have made $10. If it moves 10 pips, you have made $100. That's for a 1 lot size. For a mini lot, every time the market moves in your favor, it's not hard to know this, you've made $1. This one moves from 59 to 60, you've made $1. And in this one, every time the market moves in your favor, you've made 10 cents. Most small accounts, usually around this area, small accounts being from $500 and above and below. You don't ever pass 0.0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Then just stop here. You don't ever reach 0.1. These are all micro lots. That's how forex should be traded. But the thing is, that's the beauty about small accounts. If you have a $500 small account, should I get that in? I'll get back to that. I'll get to that. Let me just say, if you have a $500 small account and you open the trade of 0.01 and you have now make 10 cents per market moves, the market moves 300 pips in your favor. This is very regular for us. And cash 300 pips with pound basically. You've made 300 cents. 300 cents when you change it to dollars is divided by 10, $30. Your account is now $530. And let's say this took you about 2 weeks for this trade to come to fruition. Now, the guy that has this stuff goes through something called recency bias. Recency bias shows that our actions are dependent on our previous actions and our present situation. For example, you want to go into a business, your former business is booming, you are currently at free time, and you have excess cash, you just go into it. But let's say that you want to go into a business and your former business is failing, you just lost most of your savings, and your job, you will not start that business, you calm down and work, you just take this business and it's risky. Recency bias. This guy might now go through recency bias where $30, I made that. Imagine if I had used 1 lot size. If I had used 1 lot size, I would have had $3,000. Recently, I had a student that made, this is not far, this is on Thursday last week. What is the Thursday? I had a student that left forex last year and then went to me and his account is 2,000 euros. You know why I like euros? You know, just like the euro feeling. 2,000 euros, about 800k, 2,000 euros. And he opened a trade with I think it was 1 lot size. He opened a trade with 1 lot size, and he opened about 4 of it and stopped 5. He made. This is very funny because his account was 2,000 euros. The account became 5,000 euros in an afternoon. So he made 3,000 euros in an afternoon. He's a year 2 student in the car, so that's he made 1.2 M. Just like that, sitting down there. He closed the trade because it forced him to close it. No one goes for a long tips. I'm not actually talking about the profit that was made by that young boy. My point is, what would have happened if it had gone against him? He actually explained that he controlled risks well, but we know that that's not how it works making money. It's not like that, so everybody knows. So in this game, you see a lot of gold traders that you said you wonder, like, even me that I've taught him, the highest I've ever made in a day is $600, and that day you'd have thought that he was a god. I was working on it like this, but I was like, my god. But in this game, you see a lot of gold traders. There's a lot of gold traders earning $100 to $5,000 in an afternoon. You see a lot of old traders out there, they've been trading since 1990 and stuff, but it's still very normal. We don't see a lot of old and gold traders, which shows you that either as you get older, you stop being gold, you calm down and stay in the market. Or as you're young, you are very good and the market watches you all the time. Leaves the people that do that. If this teaches us any lesson, is control your risk every time. But that's for trading psychology. Now we're still on the jargon in Forex.